What's going on, my friends? Welcome back to another video. Guys, we have not talked about this truck or seen this truck in a hot minute, and obviously we have been working on it. We have got a load full of truck parts here, and we've got a powder coat color that is going to go along with this thing. We're going to unload all that. Before we get into all of that, we first have to fix my man Dawson's Ford again, because you know these Fords out here, they just love to break down. So we need to fix Dawson's Ford before we get into the rest of this video. So Dawson, why don't you go fire that beast up? Does it still run?
Yeah, why don't you move this clapper out?
Okay, all right. Well, we're gonna move this beast of a truck to pull in this Ford. Guys, I'm telling you, you know, there's got to be one special friend out of the bunch. It just happens to be Dawson with the Ford. So Dawson's truck isn't actually broke, but the potential that it could be is very high. Not because it's a Ford, because of something we're about to show you. It is, however, Dawson, your truck is very, very dirty, my man.
Very dirty.
Very
but it
dirty, my man.
doesn't rust because it's aluminium. So
yeah, right. So Dawson's truck isn't broke, but if you guys have a 6.7 Ford 11 to current, what you guys do have is your fuel filter housing, which we've been in here quite a few times. You guys know we've got the fleece drop-in fuel filter here. This fitting right here, the one closest to me, that is your fuel injector return fitting. And as you can see, it is made out of nothing but crap quality plastic. Lucky for all of you Ford owners, the guys over at Fleece are just pumping out these fixes for you guys. And what they have got a aluminum billet piece that we are going to replace on Dawson's truck so he doesn't break down. So this piece right here, again, they have different models from 11 to 16 and 17 to current. Dawson's truck is a, what year? 19, my bad. Right. So 17 plus, we have got this billet aluminum piece. It's got dual O-rings in here, serviceable in every single way, and it is meant for the long haul. The guys over at Fleece taking care of all of your solution problems. So in this installment of So Easy, a cameraman can do it. We're gonna let Dawson attempt to fix his own truck with those soft hands he's got of his. So this piece right here will save you if you need. Don't break down on the side of the road, squirt fuel all over the place. That would be bad. Because it's plastic, because it becomes brittle, is known to break, and you guys just don't want that when you're trying to use your work truck for work. This fitting will work with the disaster prevention kit from S&S. It will work with a DCR kit, which we're waiting to do on this bad girl as well. We'll also work with a factory fuel filter housing if you guys haven't already upgraded to the Fleece fuel filter as well. So I'd highly suggest you do that, but got a serviceable barb, a serviceable clip, serviceable O-rings in here. But again, really just heavy duty, high quality preventative maintenance fixes for your Ford.
Here's the thing. If you're doing your general maintenance, you take that off and on all the time. Like every other time you do an oil change. That piece is known to break. You twist off to get your fuel filter out.
I did forget that one main thing. That piece does come off and on quite frequently, depending on if you are doing your scheduled maintenance properly and changing your fuel filter. So those clips need to come on and off when you're changing your fuel filter. So it's not like you're never going to touch this thing. If you're doing your proper maintenance, you're going to be taking off your fuel filter. If you haven't taken that clip off, chances are you've never changed your fuel filter. You should probably just go ahead and get the whole fuel filter kit at the same time and just get yourself covered. Whoa.
Easy on the paint, bro.
My bad. Let's see how fast you can do this.
Oh wow!
Oh man, I'm not getting a very proper angle.
It's not a very proper angle,
okay,
dude.
go. Actually, go ahead and put that back on.
Put that back on. It's just so easy. It's like that right there.
I could actually hear the brittleness in that piece.
Yeah, it doesn't seem happy. There you go. She's off. Brakes at the face of it, all the way up in there.
Yeah, where it's a little plastic.
Like all this plastic junk.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Plastic junk. So once you've got your factory fitting removed there, you can see it kind of enters, I would say on the back, but from the side it kind of loops up and around. This fitting kind of comes in from a little bit different direction. And if your fitting has not broke yet, feel free to go ahead and just cut that thing on the bottom, because there is more than enough line for that to kind of sit right like that and then plug right back in. So line is cut.
Your barb.
Got your barb. Thanks, Barb.
Thanks, Barb.
Thanks, Barb. Oh!
And then you lose your barb.
No.
Yeah, she gone.
Okay, so tip of the day.
Don't
lose barb.
Don't let your camera guy put this on.
Use something of adequate size.
Well,
I know you're not used to that, but
not used to adequate size. Wow,
there you
that's
go.
how that's supposed to work.
Yes, Dawson.
It's amazing.
Use the right tool for the right job.
You act like I, wrench all the time, dude. My wrench doesn't work normally.
We didn't name the brand after you. That's for dang sure.
That's for dang sure, brother. Oh, dude, good Barb's just gonna go hang out down there at the bottom.
Okay, all right.
She's just such a nice lady down there. Pushing our super nice billet aluminum.
That's a billet barb right there.
Billet barb, dude. You see that? Barb right there? She's billet.
That's billet barb. Do not stab your hand. You are a danger.
I am a menace to society.
You are a danger to yourself.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's a good barb right there.
Don't break barb off.
I'm not breaking barb off. And if I did, she's serviceable. Look at that.
Look at you bottom out.
Look at that. First time. First time, brother.
Okay. I love how I gave you that's probably not the right tool for that either, but it is better at the job. Look at that.
Look at that. Dude, honestly, could have cut more off. Wow, there's a lot of line left here.
It's like they knew that someone was going to have to fix this.
It's like they knew. Oh,
nice click.
Good click. Oof.
There she is.
Good as freaking.
Look at that. Good job. All right, that's gonna wrap up our quick and easy Ford segment. Again, if you guys need some fixes, fleeceperformance.com. You guys already know. Go and get your Ford fixed up. 11 to 16 and 17 plus. They got you covered. And if you haven't changed your fuel filter, you might want to go do that as well. So that's done. Let's get on to old Gray. I keep wanting to call this thing Gray Ghost.
Gray Ghost.
I don't know. It's just two G's. I just got to think for double letter words.
Double D, double G. Heard. My man. Come on.
Alrighty, now that we got Dawson's truck fixed up, we can pull the 5th gen back in and unload that thing. Talk about the gray truck behind me. We washed off some of that saltiness. So let's go pull that truck back in. We'll get all that stuff unloaded, and let's just go over the gray truck here and honestly some changes that we are making with like the upcoming video schedule, if you want to call it that. All right, 5th gen's back in the shop, man. Honestly, this makes me cry seeing it look this nasty, having to drive it through the salt in the wintertime. But you know what? It is what it is. We've had some time on the 5th gen. Honestly, absolutely in love with this thing. It is so nice to drive. I don't know what it is. It's just a really, really nice truck. It's a good thing that I'm going to completely touch it in every single way possible and, change just about everything on it. And I just can't help myself. But anyway, guys, we've got a full truckload of stuff for the gray truck. And really, you guys haven't seen this truck since we tore it down. I'm sorry, actually, since we bought it. So we need to go over that thing because I really haven't videoed a whole lot on the breakdown, but we have got a truck full of parts for this thing because this is kind of like the latest build behind the scenes. But if you guys remember this truck, we picked this thing up not all that long ago. Sunroof, G56 truck, super low miles, this really, really cool gray 2500. Really, really, really cool truck. And we are getting ready to fully build this thing. You guys will see the full build process, but I really didn't feel the need to kind of like show you guys every single step of the breakdown. We've got the suspension tore out from underneath of it. The rear suspension's still intact, but we got the bumpers off of it, some miscellaneous stuff that need paint matched, and all of the powder coat work. Now, one thing that's gonna be a little different on this truck than some of the other ones, we have got a little bit different air and fuel going on. Got some big, I wouldn't say big, they're not like big injectors, but like we've got a pump, we've got injectors, we've got a little bit bigger Nagasaki Turbo Boy on there from the guys over at Evil Fab. By the way, Evil Fab discount code is still going on if you guys want to take advantage of that. But let's get this truck unloaded. Old man steps forward. All right, bed is done. Call me what you want to call me, but that little dinky step here, it's honestly pretty convenient. I'm not gonna lie. One other quick thing that I wanted to mention. You guys know when we bought the 5th gen, it was used by all means. It's a 24, had 2,500, I forget. Like let's just call it 3,000 miles. Take a look at one thing that I missed when we were looking at this truck. I'm like, huh. That looks like a couple grommets in the bed floor, probably where somebody had an auxiliary fuel tank, I'm guessing. You go, I don't think you can see it from in here. There is, look at it, that's just wrong. I did climb up in there. It looked like there was a tie-in at one point, which is kind of interesting because I completely missed that. I hate having stuff like stubbed up in the bed, just like the potential for stuff to get in there is not my favorite. So we'll have to kind of like go through that. One other weird thing, like the window sticker on this truck, it had power steps on the build sheet, but those are actually amps. So I don't quite understand that, why I would have factory steps but then have amps on it. So a few aftermarket things, but honestly, again, for the price that we paid versus completely brand new, no big deal by any means. But anyway, bed is unloaded. Let's get the rest of the stuff out of here. Unload is done. Now it's time to unpack all this. A little bit of time later, we are unpacked, and it is time to show you guys the powder coat color that we are going with on this gray truck. Now, this gray truck, I'm pretty pumped for. With the added horsepower potentially with this build, it is going to be a rowdy truck. Now, the powder coat color that we went with, we wanted to kind of just make it be bright, make it be bold. It is something that we've done kind of something similar to, but definitely not on a 4th gen, not on something like paired together. So without further ado, check it out, guys. Not even gonna hold the color back. Lollipop red. We have used Lollipop red on the 1st gen way back in the day. The gray 2nd gen that we did a giveaway with, it is just an absolutely insane red. Lollipop red, definitely not the easiest powder coat color to shoot. So Cam Knockout Customs, of course, coming through clutch with the powder, with some of the paint. Some of the paint stuff was actually from 2-3 Designs. All the lighting and stuff, we'll go over that. But we've got springs, we've got sway bars. We have actually got some goodies that we have not done before. And again, we're always trying to like improve, constantly do things a little bit different, tweak it. Custom metal shapes. They do a lot of engine dress up. So we kind of went with like their full package with everything under the hood for a 4th gen. And we'll kind of like get into some of that. And again, this is just kind of like a brief overview. Obviously, we're going to do a full install on everything, but you can kind of see this is like the upper shroud piece on the engine cover. Rocker box, Brothers Diesel products kind of throughout the entire suspension, mixed with Carly suspension from the guys over at CJC Off-Road. You guys know we do the hitch, we do everything. We've got their Brothers Diesel product bars. Doing something a little different on the front end. We're gonna do one of their 4-link kits, which should be absolutely sick. Evil Fab coming in clutch as always. Again, and some of this dress up stuff, custom metal shapes. We've got battery box, we've got coolant pipes. We have got a ton of stuff. And then we went with our secondary color. We went with basically the same gray as the body color. Pretty much everything that we could take off these dang things. Bumpers needed a little bit of freshening up. Cam went ahead and did that. We got bumpers painted, and everything else is kind of already, this truck was already paint matched before we even got it. So all the paint work on this truck truck. Absolutely beautiful already. Jacob Hiller actually used to own this truck, and you guys will kind of see we're going to use him for a little bit of paint work in the future, mixed in with Cam, because we got so much paint work going on. But he actually owned this truck and paint matched it, so all the paint work on this truck previously already really nicely done. But 2-3 designs coming in clutch with some of the lighting you guys will see. I'm going to hold back the headlights because the headlights are absolutely sick. You guys will see those soon. But again, lollipop red and gray. I don't know how you could miss with that combo. But again, gonna be a super insane truck. We're getting everything dialed in, and yeah, we got tables full of parts. Oh, custom metal shapes under hood mirror as well. Miscellaneous hardware. You guys know King 2.5s. Rest of the goods. We went with we went with OEM painted cab lights, and we're gonna put some brighter bulbs in there. We went ahead and already kind of like got that set. And I will say, if you want to put cab lights on a non-cab light truck, I would go with the OEM kit, whether you use their lights or not. Really, because they give you a really nice harness to plug in, and they give you a drill template for the roof. So it kind of takes out a lot of the guesswork of measuring the holes. It gives you a template, you lay it on the roof. I know I didn't show that. I apologize. I kind of did that late one night. And that's going to kind of get into the next topic of mine here in a little bit, seeing that we have not picked up the camera doing certain things that I honestly regret. But go OEM cab light kit. It's like $100-ish kit. It's actually a pretty inexpensive kit. Even if you use the template and the harness and then outsource the lights or paint those lights, again, it's really not a bad price point just to get a really easy template. The other thing about the cab lights is on 4th gens, I've watched a couple videos, and the one thing that I was looking for that I never found and I forgot to show you guys. If you guys are looking to tie in the power for cab lights on, I believe, most 4th gens, passenger side door panel, check it out. This white with green wire, I believe, is where we usually tap in, where I believe your factory power would come in. I could be wrong. The batteries aren't hooked up to test that, but I do remember that white and green wire on the passenger side will be a tie-in for those cab lights. Another really cool thing that I am really stoked. I don't know, I believe this is the first G56 sunroof truck. And if you guys know me, the sunroof trucks, I don't know, they got a weird special place in my heart. So cab lights are already kind of like done on this thing. Suspension's broke down. Really, we're ready to kind of start reassembling. We're not gonna do suspension install today. We will get to that. I'm trying to think of any other tips and tricks that really we didn't go over on this truck. This truck already has a fast fuel system on it. Again, pump, injectors. It's gonna be rowdy. Honestly, I feel like this video is gonna turn into kind of like a recap. A lot of times we wait to kind of group content together, and it kind of gets mixed and jumbled up, and it kind of ends up being like a week before we end up putting out a video. And I feel like what it used to be back in the day, not that that's comparable apples to apples, because a lot of stuff's different, a lot of stuff's changed. I want to feel more connected to you guys, feel a little bit more connected to the content instead of just like going through the motions and doing it. It's kind of hard to explain, but when you've been pumping out videos for this many years, honestly, things change. You feel different, life changes, you get busy. But I want to start picking up my camera more and including Dawson in some of the other stuff. It's hard to explain. We're gonna switch up the style a little bit, let's put it that way. Still B-roll, still fancy cinematics, but I want to do videos on a more consistent basis, and what that really ends up being is kind of like more filming anything and everything all day long, because there's a ton of stuff that happens here that doesn't even make it on the camera, that I'm just I come out here late. You guys know I pretty much, I almost work like 2 shifts. I work during the day, and then I come out here at nighttime and we get more work done. A lot of times at nighttime, it's just kind of I don't pick up the camera, and that's when the cab lights get done, some of this other stuff gets done. It's just well, where did all that come? And you guys end up missing puzzle pieces. So we're gonna fix that by kind of just really honestly me picking up the camera on a more consistent basis all day, every day, just bringing you guys in chronological order of whether stuff gets completed during that video. We're not kind of like today, like we're gonna end today at this point in time and then restart the next video because we're gonna be switching gears a little bit, doing something different. But again, showing you guys the powder coat color today, and we'll get into the install in the next video. That way you guys are just kind of a little bit more tied in. A lot of people are gonna say, hey, just shut up and stop talking and working, and that's what we're gonna do. But this video, we just kind of wanna give you guys a rundown. 05 sitting in the background, probably a big question. What's going on with the 05? We're waiting for our billet engine. The guys are at Fleece and Freedom, I believe, are very, very close to getting the billet engine done. Haven't really touched it because if I pull it apart, there's just a ton of parts and pieces, and the new stuff isn't here to go back together with. So waiting to kind of get that before I pull that thing apart. So burnout truck still sitting over there. The cab was on it. We decided to kind of take the cab back off it to kind of run some of the wiring and get some of the other stuff done. We'll get into that in a separate video. I'm not going to keep blabbing in this video, but I wanted to give you guys kind of like a brief rundown on maybe a style of content change of just like more consistent videos. Again, there might be a little bit more talking and me kind of like explaining, because when I do this stuff and I get to the end of the video, I feel like I missed some tips or tricks or some things that I do or don't do or some details, and then it just ends up getting a little lost with what you guys see and don't see, and it kind of gets confusing, if that makes any sense. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. Appreciate you guys, as always, for the years and years and years of support. Couldn't do without you guys. We'll see you guys in the next video very, very soon. But yeah, plenty of amazing, awesome things happening still to come. I'm so excited for 2025 and everything that is coming down the line. We'll cut it off here, and I will see you guys in the next video very, very soon. See ya.